Hello, everyone, and welcome to Call of Cthulhu, the Horror on the Orient Express, presented by Dyson Dilemmas. We are starting, as the Horror on the Orient Express always starts, with me flipping through the book.
Ooh. I'm vibing with the music.
So, Chapter 1, well, technically Chapter 2, but Chapter 1 is character creation. Dancers in an Evening Fog. So,
Ooh.
your group are typically hired every now and again, more as mercenaries or independent contractors. You go around working for a few people, making what money where you can. All of you have had you've been hired enough by him to call him a friend or an acquaintance, in Professor Smith. But he has invited you to London to visit his lecture, the Challenger Lecture. It is a banquet and a lecture. This is going to be for most of you, this is going to be a long, boring process.
Oh no.
Yes. It's held roughly once a year. This is the part I'm changing for the intro because I will let you guys know now. I am cutting out quite a bit of the intro.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
While this there is an award for the best speaker of the evening and things of that nature. The only one of you that would be truly... I gotta look up your character sheet name. Temp name would be Roxy, because she is an archaeologist. The rest of you, you're there as a favor to Dr. Smith. So, the entire passage of time, it's boring, and you're there for the food, and because you kind of obligated because your friend asked you to.
Understandable.
Now, it does get later on in the evening, and we're actually going to read this part officially, to Dr. Smith's discussion. Tonight the speaker is Dr. Smith. His rigorous skepticism and methodical analysis earn him high reputation as a debunker of mediums, spiritualists, fortune tellers, prophets, holy sites, apparitions, and so on. He has steadfastly refused to give the investigators any hint of his topic for tonight. Smith is droll, an entertaining and precise man who recounts with relish the clever deceits and his cleverer exposure of charlatans and pretenders. Laughter is general and ongoing. Smith states that money is usually not the motive for the misrepresentation of impossible powers or events. More Usual is the chance for individual notice or recognition of personal qualities. Preservation or defense of spiritual belief, or social benefit to the community, as many definitions actually as there are individuals. This proves to be, however, and here his voice turns serious, categories of repetitious phenomenon of offering no simple elucidation. I refer to the poltergeist, to the traveler who suddenly finds himself dozens or thousands of miles or years from where he stood moments before, and to the haunting. My presentation tonight concerns the last. He takes a drink from his glass as the DM takes a drink to wet his whistle to continue talking. I say haunting and not ghost or spirit because alone of such epiphenomena, haunters can be buildings, lanterns, coaches and fours, swords and so on, as well as men, women, dogs, bears, processions, even armies. Worldwide, the store of casual anecdotes concerning haunters is enormous. And I say epiphenomena because the hunters are not linked with specific observers, and the haunting presumably occurs with or without human witnesses, as we shall see. Thus, perception of such an event is secondary to the event itself, epiphenomenal to it. The essential characteristics of haunters are simple. I'm going to cut it off there because there's a lot of scientific jargon that even I can't get through.
It's fine. I don't think a single one of us understands the scientific jargon.
That's very fine. He talks like this for about another half an hour till he breaks it down into his bullet points. So, 3 apparitions do not coalesce from points, as most tales describe, but slowly emerge whole from invisible planes as if passing through what Smith terms the curtains of perception. Each is semi-transparent. He is actually summoning spirits, basically. He traces the clear passage of a wave through the fishing boat, for instance, and shows that the image causes no froth or ripples. It does not resist the water. In other slides, the audience sees the second or third photographers through the image of the apparition. Each apparition glows appreciably, as Smith demonstrates by isolating the reflections from nearby objects. Sampling attributes part of the glow to ionization. He goes through slide after slide, showing off his neat little work. Eventually, after most of you have fallen asleep, because this is a lot of boring scientific jargon about ghosts, so basically, for the DM summary, if Roxy has been paying attention, or if anyone has the scientific method, or the what is the idea skills. So anyone who has high enough, roll me a spot hidden, basically.
What is considered high enough?
Basically, if your science is high enough for you to stay awake.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Your spot hidden will activate automatically on most of you, If it's, but if your science is low enough that you think that your characters would have tuned out, then you don't have to roll.
I do like to imagine at this point, like, the sisters just kind of have their heads on top of each other.
Absolutely. Alice is a bodyguard. She's paid to stay awake through stuff like this.
Tempted to roll, but it's not like I have a high spot hidden. I just am kind of
Oh, you can
curious.
absolutely roll.
Will I be damaged at all?
No, you won't be.
But let's go.
This is like a perception check.
Weird.
I'll be the exact same, yeah.
It's good to at least try it out, you know? It's good to at least try it out to see, like, how the systems work. So
Alright, Roxy, you are the most scientific in the group. Let's see what you got. Roxy? Kiddo? Okay, has my thing frozen or?
Nope, you're good.
No.
Make a spot hidden roll.
Huh?
There you are. What happened?
I was doing something else.
Oh, well, it's game time. Roll me a spot hidden.
Huh?
Is the music too loud?
Yeah.
Well, turn it down.
I didn't.
Oh my. Roll me a spot hidden roll.
Where are the rolls?
In your character sheet. Where it pulls it up, which mine's taking forever, without the edit mode turned on, you just click on where it says spot hidden. There you go.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah. That was actually a good roll. So, huh? Okay. Alice and Roxy, you notice that this diatribe, this event is being watched over by a dark mustached man in his late 30s. He wears a mustache bushy enough to be classified as foreign in your minds. Noticing that he has been observed, he will make a gesture of apology and disappear into the crowd. So, a tall, dark man has basically just been hanging on the periphery. You notice him, and he kind of disappears. But only the two of you do.
I'm so sorry, Talon. Can you say that one more time? I stepped down. I have my headphones on, but my
A tall, dark man who has been observing from the periphery with a very large, bushy mustache.
Uh-huh.
You notice him in the periphery. As soon as you notice him, the two of you notice him, he gives you a wave of apology and disappears into the crowd.
I do the same thing.
You stealth out. Okay. Um, yeah, when he disappeared, he he basically just went out of the building and got onto a cab. So you kind of lose sight of him as soon as he disappears.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Okay.
he has plot armor.
I see. Damn him.
Yes.
Damn him and his plot armor. Why for the plot?
Benjamin, you're 70 and 100 can get through this.
Yeah, you can't. I will. You pretty much figured it out, and I'll just say you can't exactly kill the big bad on day one.
Oh no, you're good, Tom. None of us figured that out, I don't think. We were just giggling
Of course,
over
the big bad would have a mustache.
Of course, every evil person does.
It's Call of Cthulhu. Of course they do.
Okay, guys, here's what I'm hearing: is every single person Talon now describes from here on out that has a mustache is evil. It doesn't
Probably.
matter who's in the.
Well, it
doesn't
has
matter
to be a
who's
big
in the
bushy
1920s.
mustache.
Yes, it has to be a big bushy mustache.
Okay, guys, we gotta. Anyone has a mustache, we gotta take them out immediately. They're gone.
You got that out?
Glad we're all on the same page. Continue, Talon.
Yeah, I'm cutting out the your guys' next handout that should have already been out, but for some reason wasn't.
Oh, we get a handout?
Yes. It should have been on the thing already, but it's for some reason disappeared.
It heard about the big bushy mustache and it got worried. It was a little worried. I too would run from the big bad.
I'm gonna do something.
Yes. There you go.
Let me get over to the handouts. Ooh!
Or I will just show it to all of you.
Alan, do you want me to do a dramatic read?
Yes, please, and it's intentionally cut off on the side.
Okay. Man dies 3 times in one night. 3 bodies in a hotel. Each man carries same identity. 3 slain men were discovered last night in a London hotel, each bearing a positive identification as Mr. McCarrett? Of 3...
Mehmet Mikrat.
Mehmet Mekrat. Of 3 Brophy Lane, Islington? Each have been stabbed through the heart. Maids at the Chelsea Arms Hotel discovered the remains. The room also was registered in the name of Mr. Makarat. Bonafide papers identify the trio as one man, the Mr. Makarat, who is a Turkish antique and art dealer doing business in this city. The victims bear superficial resemblances, and each had passed as Mr. Makarat since independently arriving in London 3 days ago. Confusingly, the real Mr. Makarat, or at least the man described by neighboring shopkeepers as Mr. Makarat, cannot be found. Police request that he come forth. The passports of these Turkish nationals record independent worldwide travels for each man over the past 3 years. Inspector Hemming of Scotland Yard is at a loss to describe the meaning of the bizarre mystery, but is eager to converse with any other Makats still living.
So, this is a newspaper that is delivered to each of your apartments and or hotel lodgings the next morning after the conference. So, Mehmet Mikrat is a small businessman.
Talon.
Yes.
Would the sisters know anything about that name?
You can absolutely roll a check if you want.
Would that be looking to see if I can argue anything here? Hmm. Can I roll a listen roll to see if our family ever mentioned anything?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Can I also roll listen for being a sneaky
Yeah, no.
bastard?
Never heard a word.
Yes, because you would be skulking around the shady parts of town.
Absolutely
I'm
not.
gonna roll it just because.
Oh,
Oh my.
What?
By one.
none of us have ever heard this name in our life. Not a single time. I was gonna say, Jess, I was gonna make the argument like you could do history. I have no history score.
Oh, wait. I didn't. No, you don't want me to do that.
Is it worse than 5?
It is 5.
Good. We are sisters through and through.
So, because it is off by 1, you could give me a reason for a push to push it down to a success.
Oh, okay. Well, I think that since she doesn't really, she would had been practicing her stealth around the times that this name could have been mentioned, and just wanted to listen in. Not just that name in particular, but as a child, learning how to move about, and not just that, but living on the streets with her sister for a good amount of time, she would want to learn how to stealthily be able to sneak in on people's conversations and listen in just in case there's a bit of information of where they should go next and what person they might be able to swindle to get more money out of at some point. Or like, she listens everywhere.
Okay. Alright, I'll give that one to you. You have heard the name before.
Okay.
He is known for selling esoteric idols,
Mm.
but that's all
Interesting.
you know.
Okay. Um, and we're at the hotels currently, correct? Like each
Yeah,
individual's hotel.
you have your
So she's with her. She's with her sister.
Yeah. I like to imagine they're looking at the paper together, and I think Maya just looks over and just, you got anything, Emmy?
So I do want all of you to roll a spot hidden check.
Okay.
Again?
Yes.
Um,
I'm switching my dice off. Dear Lord.
I haven't changed my stats.
Hey, y'all, you remember how as Alexandria I couldn't roll at all? Like, I
yeah.
never roll high? It's happening, guys. I'm rolling high.
What
So good.
do you want? You can fix your stats. I mean, you had a week.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine with my stats. I just think I'm just being funny, Talon.
I'm talking to Kiddo. He's
Oh,
not
okay.
happen.
Yeah.
He hasn't fixed his stats.
Yeah.
So go through your stuff. We'll give you time. Okay, Alice, you're the only one that has noticed this then. So I will specifically hand this one to you. Yeah, I had these already prepped, but it was being a butt. Because new monitor and I had to delete things, so yay.
Hold on.
There you go. You should be able to be the only one that sees that.
All right. It gets tucked away.
Uh, uh.
So, later that evening, there is an envelope slipped under each of your doors. Yep, I'm giving you time. There aren't going to be any rolls here.
Cause
I guess.
stories, if I have to fix my character.
Yeah, you have time.
Yeah. I think that it'd probably be Maya out of the sisters who kind of grabs it and then steps back and drops on the bed and passes it up beside her for Emmy. And pop it open.
Alrighty. So this will be available for everyone. Some of these I'm just not going to name because there are a lot of handouts in this.
No, you're good. Oh, shit. Alan, do you need me to be the note reader?
No, you
Okay.
can all read. This is a secret, stealthy, handwritten note, so
Oh,
it's
is it
fine for you to
different?
read it. Huh?
Okay. Nothing.
Oh, did you get a different note?
No. I don't think I did. I think it's the same one everyone got.
I'll pull the show to players.
Me.
It should be.
Me. I think it is.
So the message is written on the back of Professor Smith's calling card. The impression of Smith's signet ring has been left on a blob of wax closing the envelope. A successful idea roll can bring up some information.
Ah.
So if anyone wants to, you can roll an idea roll.
Idea?
Idea.
There are no ideas in my head.
There's never been a thought. What defines an idea roll, Talon?
I did say this was for an older version, so it might be one that's no longer in it.
Yeah, there is not an idea.
Let me, cause it would have been, I think it's just straight up navigate science, persuade psychoanalysis. Jump, wall, library use. So many freaking so many skills, and they don't have ones that. Basically, it's memory. Whichever one is tied to memory. So,
like history?
history would work.
Is it specifically looking at the seal?
Yes.
Maybe even appraise?
Appraise would work.
Could I spot hidden it, Talon?
No, because this isn't a hidden detail. You're trying to recall a memory.
Just making sure.
Oh, I could have used my occult.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been better. It's fine.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So, with that, Roxy, you would know, but you would recall the ring being worn by Smith on the front of the calling card. You would recall that Smith wore this ring constantly. And the address is actually a very low. Basically, it's the slums of London. It's not really some place that Smith would go to a lot.
Eh,
Okay. So,
eh.
at this point in time, basically, do you guys want to go to the address?
I think so.
You were just going to disappear and reappear at the address.
Pretty much.
Anywhere that Maya goes, Amelia's gonna go as well. So
I think since I don't know what to put on my stats at, I'm just gonna set them at all at 90 and then redistribute them later.
That's fine. Mainly work on your specialization, which since you're the archaeologist, that would be the intelligence level skills.
Yeah.
We will go from there.
At least someone in the group has thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm just really good at talking to people.
So, the address in Cheapside proves to be a sitting room in a grimy building on an undistinguished street. As you arrive to this basically run-down hovel of a house, the door is closed and locked as usual. You would have to knock on it to get an answer.
Does he have a specific little knock?
No, it's polite to knock before you enter somebody's house.
I was just double checking. I guess we will give a little knock.
Alright. You knock on the door, and a small, kind of pudgy little man opens the door. Some of you who have been here before would recognize this as Mr. Bledlow. He is Professor Smith's assistant, servant, whatever you want to call him.
Have the sisters been here before?
I think he's used you as a research subject to debunk your gift.
How's that going for him?
Not too well.
Yeah.
So I'd say you've probably been here before.
Okay. So I think Maya
you've
will...
absolutely been given. Well, not here, but you've met Bledlow.
Okay. Maya will kind of dramatically like put her hand out, just like the proper waiting for him to take it kind of thing, and just.
He will take your hand, and his palms are very sweaty.
Can I do a psychology roll? Does he look like
yes,
outwardly?
you can.
I'm mostly looking. Does he look like outwardly nervous? Like, is there fear in his eyes? Like, what can I pick up on his behavior and body language
So
right now?
he is extremely nervous. He is, but I mean, from the information you've gathered, the house that he was in burned down. And as he is welcoming you in, you see Dr. Smith wrapped in bandages as if he has been badly burned.
So I think she will kind of like remove her hand from his. Just, darling, you need to dry your hands off. Just kind of wipe it off on, like, I imagine she's dressed very dramatically, just like a really big, like, fur coat. Like, she's got bangles all over her arms. Everything about her is meant to draw attention to her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she will kind of step past into the room and just. I don't mean to cut to it, but you look absolutely awful.
There's like a snort behind you.
She'll just kind of turn and flutter her eyelashes just a little bit.
You can absolutely. I will give you a free spot hidden for this one. There's
Yeah.
anyone can roll for this.
Emmy is directly behind her sister. She just can't see past her.
Yup.
I'm just not having good luck at all, y'all. Like, I'm really just not having good luck.
Listen, here's the thing: is we are not built to see things. We are built to be pretty. Okay.
Yep.
With how my rolling has been, my death may come sooner than later, y'all.
At least she's
It'll be
pretty.
fine. At least we're so pretty. This is what we're built for. We are not trained to perceive.
So, who all rolled? Alice? Hey. I gotta make sure, because I don't have the timestamps on, so I need to figure out which ones the older ones are.
I know I just rolled my spot hidden, so anything underneath me is there. And I think Kiddos was this one, because I rolled psychology. No, it is, because I rolled psychology and we haven't rolled anything after that.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Remind me to turn on the timestamps. So,
Aye, aye.
3 successes. That's good. So, the professor struggles to sit up. He is in bed, surrounded. It's a 4-poster bed, and he is surrounded by curtains that are drawn, but they are fairly thin. You can see through them. As they are to block out the light. As they are drawn back, you can see that he looks quite different, and there are quite intense burns all over his body. Okay, absolutely.
Do I feel that go into my pocket?
You wanna fucking try?
You'd have to make a versus a regular success, so you would have to get a hard success to notice it going into your pocket.
Listen, my character was built to just not be seen, not be heard.
I don't feel it. Not at all. Don't feel it. Don't notice it. Eyes just locked on him.
Yep. Alright. So, as you're looking over his body, does anyone look at his face?
I think that's the main place that Maya's looking.
Maya, give me a sanity roll.
Okay, let me see what
1d3.
sanity is out on this. Huh?
It's a 1d3 roll.
Okay. 1d3. 2. -2.
Yep.
Understandable. Have a nice day. Oh, I did not mean to roll my sanity. I gotta go into edit mode. Now.
Yeah, no, this one's not a sanity save. It's just you have to.
I was trying to edit it, and it.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah.
So because you're intently looking at his face looks quite different. His sideburns and mustache have been burned away. The professor struggles to sit up. He greets you all in a gasping wheeze, not at all like his normal booming voice. As he addresses you, his tone grows hoarser and hoarser, until the last sentences are barely audible. It is soon obvious that he will be unable to respond to questions afterwards. In this way, he takes the time to write out a note.
Jokes on him, we never learned how to read.
That might be true for some of you.
I feel like Maya and Emmy likely did learn based on our backstory stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm sure all of you learned to read.
Yeah. But it's fine, you know, literacy, y'all. 1920s.
Yep. So this is actually going to be a two-parter, because there's more.
Ooh.
This is a big one. I'm just not sure if it'll all fit into the same handout.
I do like to imagine when Emmy just has like that little moment of, oh god, his face. I do think like, no, I mean, Maya has that little moment of just, oh god, his face. She will kind of reach to her behind her and just kind of like put a hand on Emmy's like upper arm and kind of squeeze it.
Oh no. Okay.
So wait, you said you grabbed her shoulder, right?
Yeah, I think she like reaches behind her where Emmy is and just kind of like squeezes her upper arm just real tight.
I think Amelia would definitely like move her hand to grip her sister's hand, but puts her thumb on her sister's palm and starts writing "It's okay."
Oh, I think she kind of like pulls in a breath and then kind of forces her shoulders to relax.
Oh, son of a bitch. Anyway, you know, I guess I don't see anything out of place. Best.
No, just a mute sister talking to her other sister.
Yeah.
But no one sees me.
No
No
one's
one
never
sees
seen you.
you.
We don't even know
No
you're
one
in the room.
sees you.
Oh, that's actually kind of sad. No one's ever actually seen you.
Oh my god, you're forget-me-not.
You
So,
heard this like random snort, and you're like, God, who the fuck was that? And you like look around, and it's like, beats me.
yeah, so if you would all turn your attention to Mysterious Note .5, both of them, the first one is the one above the second one. It starts with "Thank God." And yes, you can do the dramatic reading for this one. Technically, it's supposed to be in the professor's voice, but because he's also
I can't do
burnt.
a guy's voice. Fine,
Yeah,
I'll
don't
make
have
myself
to.
sound- I'm gonna make myself sound. Give me a second. Thank God you have come. Because of my injuries, I cannot bear to talk for long, so please listen. And Bedeau's will answer any questions for me. I have been on the trail of an occult artifact of a great malevolence. The Secular Simulacrum. It is a statue, a source of great magical power. Evil power. At the end of the 18th century, it was taken apart and the pieces scattered across Europe. I planned to retrieve the pieces and to destroy it. Luckily, last night Beddoes and I were attacked in our home by Turkish madmen. I think they too seek the simulacrum, but for foul purposes. We barricaded ourselves indoors so they tried to burn us alive, but we got away. I'm afraid to come out of hiding, for these men would stop at nothing. Beddoes has a plan for us to escape, but the less said of that, the better. My notes were destroyed in the fire unless the Turks have them. They must not be allowed to recover the statue. I ask you, my friends, to collect it before they can reach it. Here's what I remember of my research. Paris was where the statue was dismembered. The owner was a noble, Comte Fanac, who lost it, I'm making it bigger, who lost it just prior to the French Revolution. Some part of it may still be in France. Napoleon's soldiers carried a piece into Venice when they invaded that city. It was sold to Elise de Cremasy. Another fragment made its way to the Trieste at the same time. I do not know what became of it, but look up John and Wickman at the museum there. I think there may be a piece in Serbia. Start at the Belgrade Museum. Dr. Milovan Todorovic is the curator. One part was lost near Sofia during the Bulgarian War in 1875. At the time, things of value were hidden from the invaders, so it may be buried somewhere. The final piece was in circulation in Paris, just after the Great Worm was sold to someone from Milan. I do not know who. That is all I can tell you. You must try to collect it. When you have it, there is only one sure way to destroy it, and destroy it you must. You must. Take it back to its original home, a place in Constantinople, known as the Shunned Mosque. There are niches there, in which if they once lay, a ritual will destroy it utterly, and it's included in a set of documents known as the Civic Fire Scrolls, but I have been unable to consult them. I am sorry, my friends, for you, for me, for us all. Please do this for me. Go quickly. God help you.
Okay.
Oh, my throat.
Well, how's that doing? Drink some water.
I'm gonna.
Lord.
That hurt, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah. Huh. I think Maya kind of like looks at the letter, kind of then peeks over her shoulder towards her sister. And just. So you've gotten yourself in that much trouble?
He nods and lays back in the bed as he kind of slips into his sleep. As he does this, Bledlow will come to each of you, or Bedo. He is downcast. He silently opens a cupboard and extracts a valise. He hands over a case, which he shows the party, the group. It contains 200 brand new Bank of England £5 notes. It is £1,000 sterling.
Oh.
Gentlemen, my master is in mean circumstances. By choice to evade those wicked men, he wishes to contribute to your success, and desires no accounting. Before this dreadful attack, he had planned to travel via the Simplon Orient Express. The Orient Express services offer the finest, fastest, and most reliable rail transport on the continent, and my master is accustomed to comfort. Beddoes clears his throat and falls silent. He will answer any questions asked.
Do y'all have a shotgun I could have?
They will not allow you to take weapons on board the Orient Express, but
They won't find me with it.
security is very tight. And he looks you up and down. I'm not sure where you would hide a shotgun in the dress that you're going to have to wear.
Don't worry about it.
Unfortunately, I do not. However, you will just have to make do on your own.
Don't bother the poor man.
If you don't mind, please hurry along and, well, basically save the world.
I think Amelia looks at him like with this very like deadpan stare, but then turns her gaze to her sister and just cocks her head to the side as just saying, "Shall we?"
I think Maya just smiles and just, that is a lovely idea. We will take our leave. I will say, as they're kind of getting further out, she will just sign to her sister. That's so much money.
Amelia takes her sister's hand again and goes, "I know." Writes "I know" on her palm.
And she will just sign again of just, we should stick around. But if the worst hits the fan, that's 500 of those notes if we split it nicely with the others. That'll get us pretty far.
She nods.
And once we're fully outside, Maya will kind of turn on her heels, kind of clap her hands, and just, so how are we getting there? What's our transportation? I am Aurora the Great. And this is my lovely assistant.
Leah waves. She just waves.
Proper introductions have not quite yet been made. And as Maya's stepping back repeatedly, kind of continuing to walk, but
And this is the time for character introductions.
Woo! Who goes first?
Jess, you spoke first. You go first.
Why me?
You go first.
The rules were spoken.
Ice. Okay. Well, okay. My character's name. I'm gonna do it like this, just stating, because I feel like that'll be easier for me. My character's name is Amelia. She is 19 years old. Very young. Very young. She is selective mute. Very selective, as in practically just mute. So she does not speak a lot at all. Obviously. She tends to just either sign, write things down, and or write it, using her hands on her, at least for her sister's mom. But she definitely has a personality.
That's exactly what I say when I have a personality every day.
It just has a personality. Whether that's
real.
She's definitely still, as much as she's had to grow up due to familial past, she still can be very childlike. She's still a teenager, technically. So she can pop attitude with people, but not mostly just with her facial expressions. She likes the color yellow.
Hell yeah.
And she does not necessarily like dresses. So if she doesn't have to wear dresses often, she will not wear them because they are very difficult to move around with. She is her sister's assistant for her job. And a bit of a kleptomaniac.
Good.
Yes, that's Amelia.
We love the sticky fingers.
I guess I'll go next. So I am playing Maya. She is 25, and she has these big old doe blue eyes and this very fluffy blonde curly hair that falls down just below her chin. And she's just this energy kind of comes off of her where it's she's very much playing up this sultry mystical kind of vibe where she's kind of mysterious and everything. Her role is she's a psychic. She will tell your future through the cards and everything else, whatever you put in front of her. In reality, she might be doing some other things. She is very much a lot louder than her sister. She has a habit of speaking for her sister. But yeah, that's Maya. Oh, Bayo, go.
Alice is an American because we're not in the U.S., right? We're in
England.
You're
in London right now.
Just making sure. All right, Alice is a soldier from Texas, sent abroad, just on orders. kind of contradictory, her actions versus her appearance. She's tall, muscular, you know. Yet no one ever sees her. Like bright platinum hair, sharp blue eyes. But you don't know she's there unless she wants you to. Kind of a, if I have to, I will brute force this. That solves everything.
I feel like I need to roll spot hiddens fairly frequently because, other than that, I almost really wanted Amelia to jump whenever you made a noise, and you talked earlier. I almost had her jump and look at you, but I couldn't find a point to actually make that statement. I thought it would be funny.
That's the real reason you didn't see anything when we were walking in. You were behind your sister, just startled, and you just heard the snort, and you're like, "What is that?" And you were not paying attention to the doctor.
But
Exactly.
Talon, if I ever make a random spot hidden move, if Alice is in stealth and I randomly do a spot hidden,
Yep.
it's more than likely to see where she is.
She's always in stealth. Unless she wants to be seen, you probably don't see her.
You probably don't. Not half the time. So.
Hold on, let's see. Hold on.
Yep.
Let's roll. Let's see how this roll goes again.
So yeah, if she gets a hard success, if Alice gets a hard success, it would take an extreme success for you to spot her.
Cool.
Then, yep, Roxy sees her.
Against a 90.
Yes, it really is. But no, we're not going by the numbers. That we're going by the variation of it. So yes, we will be bending some rules and outright ignoring others of the book because it was for the older version of Call of Cthulhu, so I'm having to change things on the fly. I couldn't find the newer version. Also, so I have given you guys several leads, and it is now, since the introductions are done, the point of time where you can figure out where you want to go.
I guess.
Maya have found the note in her pocket at some point.
Yep.
Oh, okay, I don't need to roll spot hidden. Cool. I'm up for that.
You can probably think at whatever point you would just randomly put your hands in your pocket.
I think she will feel that in her pocket.
Considering this is the 20s, probably all of you have lit a cigarette about 4 times by now.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's when she's getting the pack out, she just feels the paper. And I think her lips kind of draw into a thin line, and she just... Actually, if you excuse me before we continue on, I need to touch up my powder. Just a moment. And she'll kind of look over at Emmy and just... Actually, you should join me.
Amelia just kind of nods and just walks over to her sister and grabs onto her coat. Her arm.
I imagine they're linked arm in arm. She just kind of puts a hand over her sister's and just, if you could give us just a moment, I'm sorry for holding us up. And she'll kind of duck into the nearest building. That is not a house.
I'd say you're probably near. Once you're back on the high street, there would be a few shops you could duck into.
She'll duck into the nearest shop. Try and find a quiet corner where nobody's really walking. Kind of turn Emmy so if they're facing near the window, Emmy's kind of blocking, and pull the note out and check it.
Give me 1 second. I was waiting for it to be revealed before I So now that it's out in the open, I'm just going to no, that's not the right one. Sorry. Gotta find the right one. Yeah. This is the correct one. Correct? It is the Professor's Home Burns one?
Yes.
No, I'm asking Bayo. That's the one you slipped to her? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that is a clipping from the newspaper.
Okay.
So I will go ahead and reveal this to everybody. Make it easier.
Professor's home burns, fears for his safety. Professor Julius Arthur Smith, a figure well known in academia, was sought today following the burning of his home under mysterious circumstances. Missing also is Dr. Smith's manservant, one James Beddoe. Witnesses saw a man resembling Beddoes run from the house just before the fire broke out. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Dr. Smith or Beddoes is requested to contact Detective Sergeant Rigby at Scotland Yard Arson Division. I think she kind of looks down at that, flips it so Emmy can read it quickly, and just, now how did I get that in my pocket? Any ideas, Emmy?
Amy just kind of thinks for a second, thinks of the person that she couldn't see for a minute, like for the entire time she was there, and then kind of gives her sister, just raises an eyebrow.
Right, I was hoping you would give some dramatic revealing to it and not necessarily just, oh, it's the person who's really good at sneaking around us.
Amelia shrugs.
I think Maya just kind of like rolls her eyes. Right.
And she smiles at her sister.
I think she kind of gets like a half smile back, just like that like little I can't stay annoyed with you thing. Right, but why exactly is she deciding to slip that in my pocket?
Amelia actually sits there to think about that for a minute. I would have her psychoanalyze the situation, but that is a 1, so absolutely not.
Can I psychology the situation?
Wow.
Does that get you anywhere?
Yeah, you can use a psychology roll.
Nothing. I have no idea. I'm kind of like focusing on my
You're
sister
not
who
there
looks
and
like she
don't
has
know
a
what's
thought.
going on.
Yeah, she's like focusing on her sister who's like probably had a thought at some point. Oh, Roxy's not there. Yeah.
You know, Roxy's not there. As you guys are having this conversation, you hear, Mom, are you going to purchase anything? You look around. You have where you are currently standing in the doorway of a very small tea shop, or perhaps a pub.
Like went to a side table, of just like out of the way.
Yeah,
So
no,
I think-
you are, but like where you went out of the way, it's right in front of like a side door.
I think that Maya kind of turns around and just turns on this blinding smile and just, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was blocking your way. Um, I'm not actually quite sure what you have on the menu.
Well,
Perhaps.
normally during the day we serve tea and sandwiches, although you don't really want the sandwiches, love. But if you can wait about half past, we can get you a nice pint.
I think Maya just turns on the sweetest smile and just kind of like reaches out to like kind of put her hands, like kind of hold her hand out and just, you know, something special about you.
Give me. Hold on one
Can I do a
second.
persuade?
There is a persuade, but I also want you to do something else.
Okay. Oh God.
Give me a persuade and an occult roll.
Okay, that's a 50 out of 70 for my persuade and a 6 out of 50 for my occult.
If you give a a reading within the next half hour. It will be true.
Oh shit. God, because here's the thing: is she's not aware of that, right?
No.
So I think for her, she's smiling so sweet, and she just. Have you ever had your fortune read?
I have once, a pretty little Roma girl was coming through, and, well, we, paid her tuppence and she read my cards.
Well, I'll tell you what. You cover our cup really quick, and I'll tell you a fortune, and trust me, I am known to be completely accurate.
She looks at the both of you.
Don't.
I can pour you both a pint and bring you some fairy cake to boot.
That would be incredibly appreciated.
She'll go putter off into the kitchen for a minute, and, like, she's not supposed to yet. It's still too early in the day for the tea shop to switch over to selling alcohol, but she's still going to broach the keg and start pouring the beers for you.
I think Maya, looks at Emmy and just kind of under her breath. No, you know what? She'll sign. She will sign of just, get ready. And then she'll kind of step into the shop. And I think she, from inside of her coat, produces a wide altar cloth type, which is it's this deep blue with gold emblazonings around the outside of different runic markings. At the edges, it's gold, these golden tassels that hang off of it. Following that comes out this really smoky crystal ball that's settled down into a little.
I did not
pedestal.
actually. Sorry, I did not mean to hit the
It
set button. I
happens.
was shifting.
No, you're good. You're good. That's settled down into the center, and then I think she pulls out a deck of traditional tarot cards. They are the Rider-Waite tarot, which would have been more popular in this era.
So it takes her about 2.5 to 5 minutes to come back with everything. She's got the small tray, which it's a corkboard tray because this is a drinks shop, so it absorbs the drinks and everything. This is traditional London beer, so it's got a decent head to it, but it is piss warm.
Oh no. I'm just gonna roll a disguise just to see if she can hide her face after taking a drink of that. Will that count
Yeah.
as a little okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's a perfect
you can hide your
disgust.
I mean, it's you get used to it after a while, but you foreigners don't really. Yeah, you foreigners don't really get used to the way we do things around here. A little splash of lime wouldn't hurt too much in it, and she'll actually hand you a wedge of lime, Amelia.
Amelia nods and kind of smiles, kind of embarrassed, and just kind of does as she's been told to do of how to fix it.
It improves the taste significantly, but it's still a warm beer.
She just keeps her smile.
I apologize, but my assistants never quite adapted. I find a certain amount of charm in your drinks. I actually prefer them over the ones we have back home.
It's good beer. It's just they drink it warm. They don't refrigerate it. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
She is getting she is absolutely just warming up right now because I think she's already kind of mentally stashed away the cakes to give out to the group.
Yeah. By the way, fairy cake is basically it's a slice of toast with icing and sprinkles.
Yeah. But yeah, she will spread out her cards, and I think she kind of shuffles them in between her hands for a moment before flipping them over and wildly spreading them out on the table, turning and twisting them before gathering them back up and spreading them out in a straight line.
Yep, she will pull up a chair and sit for her reading.
Okay, Talon, what do I get from what as like real fate clicks in? I don't think it's the card she's reading at that point. Like I think like she
So-
has her select cards, but it's not those cards she's truly reading. I think it's like her seeing something ahead of her.
Yeah, so this is actually determined by you. We're
Oh.
going to let you make up shit.
Oh, hell yeah. So here's the thing is I like to imagine Emmy's behind her. So Emmy sees this look just pass over her sister's face. She's no longer smiling as it kind of falls from her lips, and her eyes grow distant and stormy, and I think for a minute there's something more there. As if she's looking at a point far beyond and it's reflecting. And-
There is also, as this look comes on your eye, the sound of crashing waves and croaking crows.
And I think her voice almost takes on this like unusual tone and cadence. Your mother fell ill many years ago, and you lost her. So you've taken over this shop in return. You would hope that you would garner wealth and renown for it to some extent after giving up your dreams. But there is not joy ahead of you following this path. You will meet a man, and he will break your heart. You will meet another, and he will follow the same. You will experience death in the following days. You will experience loss. Eventually, you'll come to a point that you can take it no longer. You'll leave this behind. You will take whatever remaining wealth you have squandered in little and leave the city. You'll go to your little home that your mother once raised you in the countryside. And there you will finally find peace. Though it will not be perfect, you will not have much. You will not have enough to really care for more than yourself. And you will meet a third man, and you will fall in love. And it will be him that truly breaks your heart beyond repair. But you will bear a child, and that child will be the heart of your eye. He will be everything to you, and he will care for you, and he will love you. And there you will find fulfillment until you are in your old age, and you leave him behind.
So, Talon, during that time, while her sister is reading, like doing the, reading, I am going to roll a stealth and
sleight
a
of
sleight of
hand.
hand.
Yep.
Her stealth doesn't necessarily have to be. I wouldn't say it has to be like super intense because she is distracted still, but also, God, these rolls. I'm really just getting frustrated with this, but in a sense of, I feel like everything I rolled has been a fail.
It does happen. You can try and
But
change up RNG by putting it on 3D dice, but that's not always the best solution.
mhm. I think I'm just gonna keep it this way because I feel like doing. I mean, Haley was not having a good time with rolling those dice, so I'm like,
Yep.
I'll just go with it. And I did say I was just gonna go with how it is, but also I'm betting on the fact that she is more distracted.
Yeah.
Um,
No, that's perfectly fine. She is. So, let me go ahead and roll.
this again is because Amelia, while she
Okay. She's poor, so This is not. You're not walking away with 76 pounds, but you are going to be coming away with about 30 pounds and let's say 6 pence.
Ooh.
Okay. She probably does it mainly by swiftly grabbing, like getting it without being noticed for that. But she is going to kind of put her hand on the woman's shoulder and just kind of squeeze it because she can see that she's probably looking a little upset.
Hmm. As you are
And trying
putting
to
your
be
hand
gentle
on her
about it.
shoulder while you're robbing her, your right hand that is on her shoulder also gets a hold of a small little silver brooch. Probably worth about 10 pounds.
Now have fun with this too, because as I've stated before, she is kind of a klepto. So if she does get a success, you get just anything that you think she would
Oh, yeah,
pick up
no, this
because
lady
she
is
has
poor. This lady is
no
quite poor, so
control.
yeah. You're probably taking her month's profit and her mom's heirloom right now.
I
And
will
she really
say
doesn't
though,
notice anything.
Yeah, no, she has not noticed a thing.
but I would like it to be known the brooch part was not the intentional one. She she is just kind of actually trying to comfort a little, and she's kind of looking at her, and her eyes show sympathy, but again, she doesn't speak. But she's trying to provide some comfort to the woman.
But it's like it's just automatic. Your fingers feel the silver brooch, and it's just like Pinky pops the catch off. The ring and middle finger slides it out of the thing, and index and thumb slips it up your sleeve. It's just natural movements at this point in time.
Okay. Once she checks to see if the woman kind of gives her a nod or anything of like just acknowledgement of thank you or some sort.
She's kind of she's not really in. So there's what happens when you're given when you receive a real prophecy is called trance mode.
Okay, so she's not really there.
Yeah,
No,
she
I
is not
think
really
neither of
there.
them are
Neither one
there.
of them are.
No, and I think Maya's just still kind of going, and just at the end of it, I think it's just your soul will never know peace. In death, you will be tested over and over. There is no escape.
But
The
if I chase my dream of being a dancer,
if you chase your dream, then there's hope. You will meet others. You will meet a lovely young man who will perform with you, who you will fall in love with. He will still move out to the cottage, but your life will be happy and long. You will never be rich, but you will have enough to survive.
okay, I have to look something up now.
You're good, Talon. I'm just pulling shit out of my ass, so we're doing great.
Oh no, you're good. I'm looking for famous dancers in the 1920s. Because they were all poor.
Yeah, I think every performer's poor in the 1920s.
Oh, pretty much. It just came off the Great Depression, which... Hold on, I'll be right back.
So how's everyone doing? Yes, the silence.
I like how we totally left them both just wherever.
I don't think she was expecting it to happen, and then we had somebody like walk out, and she was like, I'm panicking here. I guess we're doing this really quick and then we'll
Sorry.
go back.
Yeah, dogs went. What happened?
We're talking about how we just left the others, and I'm like, well, to be
Oh,
fair, we
yeah,
had somebody walk out. We can't really raise suspicion, so I think Maya just panicked and was just like, oh, I'll distract him. We'll do a reading, and then we'll go back, and they'll have figured out where we're going by then.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay, this one sounds good. When did she start? Okay, so, you are talking to a Miss Josephine Baker.
Ooh.
You can go ahead and Google her. I'm giving a real name because this is historical, so might as well.
Oh, she was American-born French dancer, singer, and actress.
Yep.
Oh.
So she is one of... Yeah. I'm not going to do accents because there's way too many, even in London and stuff like that.
Now you're good talent, you follow your heart.
So, yes. You have convinced this woman to chase her dream of being a dancer. And she is going to royally piss off the Vatican.
Pissing off the Vatican one by one. But yeah, I think in the aftermath of that, Maya kind of like leans back into the chair and kind of shakes her head just a little bit, trying to clear it. And I think for her, after that, it's just this pounding headache, this like nausea, and she's always so tired.
Yep. I'd say you've done this enough times that you think it's just a headache from doing the readings and focusing.
Mm-hmm.
But anyone that knows occultness would know that this is a magical hangover.
And I think for
I think-
Maya... Go.
Oh,
Jess.
Amelia's just gonna walk over to her sister and just kind of like put her fingers on her sister's temples and like kind of rub a little bit and like look at her concern.
I think she kind of like leans into her sister's touch for just a moment, and then I think like where like she cannot see around the table, but Emmy's like right behind her. I think she will just kind of sign with one hand, like hand in her lap, just I'm fine. Faked it too hard.
Yeah, but this woman is. There's no hangover for the people that receive the prophecies, so she is just going to snap out of it and start gathering things. And you notice about 10 minutes goes by after you've just about finished your beers, and she is putting a for sale sign on the door.
That's right. That's right. Let her live her best life.
Yeah, exactly.
Amelia just smiles towards her and just kind of I don't know, her eyes just sparkle a little with the idea of this woman chasing her dream.
Mhm.
And even though she knows, she mouths the word "good luck" to her.
She will give you a nod and kind of just haphazardly like just blow a kiss as she's running out the door.
Down the street, they just see this woman just go bolting by.
Yeah.
Like panicked. I think Maya will kind of slowly pull away from her sister, put a hand on the table, and push herself up on shaky legs. I need to remember to not get so into it.
So, yeah, as you are getting up, about to leave, the both of you will notice that there is a bottle of whiskey on the counter. Just one bottle of whiskey. There's nobody else in the shop.
I think she like looks over at Emmy and just, I might be able to sell it for something. Go ahead and do your thing.
Amelia just kind of looks at her with a "what thing" type look, and then just kind of walks over, grabs it, and just throws her other hand out of "where's anybody to stop me?"
I think like she just. I could be a moral big sister and tell you that it's horribly wrong, and why are you doing this? Oh
Deadpans at her
no!
sister. She deadpans.
Yeah,
What
no,
will
I
our-
can just
Quite
I can
literally.
just see her
Lord.
looking at her sister with an eyebrow raised, like, really?
What will our parents think? Oh, their white picket fence dreams of us being perfect. I don't. I'm just putting on a show right now. Please just grab the fucking drink. Just put it in the pocket. I don't care where you put it.
And just like walks out.
Yep. It's good whiskey too. This is
yeah.
like, I'd say, probably a 12-year-old Scotch.
Oh hell
Ooh.
yeah! As we're walking out, Talon, can I roll like just a fun little spot hidden and see if I see anything else sitting around that she forgot?
Yeah. There's a couple things. I mean, a lot of it, if you got behind the counter, you could probably grab her till, a couple bottles of whiskey, maybe a couple bottles of lager.
We're robbing her blind.
Yeah, basically.
We're taking that till.
I
we're
don't think she'll be back.
No.
Yeah, no, we're taking anything she left. We're taking it. Just it's in our bags. We're gonna head out now. And I think Maya like takes a second in like the window to touch up her lipstick and just pull herself together.
For those that are a bit younger and listening in, a till is a fancy word for a cash register.
We have so much money now. We have been so poor for so long, and we are making some money.
You have in the whiskeys and lagers, you probably have about 100 pounds. From the till drawer, you've got about 15 pounds.
We'll take it. We had not like we were running low before. It's fine.
Yep.
We now today have made like 615 pounds.
Yeah. Pounds
So we're-
sterling silver.
Yeah, we're living large. But yeah, we'll head back out to meet with the others, and I think as we get closer, Maya.
Karen, this was just a tea shop, right?
It's
Or was it a bar?
It's both. So it's a tea shop
Okay.
during the day. After at
Hold
night,
on.
they're a pub.
I too. Okay, well, fuck. Never mind.
Yeah, the tea's in the kitchen in the back. It's not behind the bar.
Wait, would she have seen? Would Maya had seen behind the bar? Would she have seen a gun?
Not in England.
Not in England. Damn.
Not
it's
in I would say that there is definitely a shillelagh back there, because that is a common implement for barkeeps to have.
Looking up stuff to see what a shillelagh is.
It is a stick with a lead weight in the end that has been shellacked over,
Oh, it's kind of like a cane.
basically.
Oh.
It's Irish in origin, but because of its closeness to Ireland, England barkeeps usually use a club or a shillelagh. So they're kind of interchangeable there, except for the shillelagh is preferred by certain bars in the closer to the seedier parts of town, because they have a lead weight in them.
Oh.
Mm.
So basically, one hurts, the other breaks bones.
Well, I just thought I would check because
Yep. No. If
Yeah.
you want a gun in England, you're gonna have to go to a hunting lodge, and you're either gonna come off with a shotgun or a rifle.
true.
Fantastic. Because I feel like the moment they disappeared, Alice wouldn't have stopped walking. She's gonna go find the nearest what's it called? Unattended gun.
Yeah, you're smack dab in the middle of London.
There's a hunting lodge anywhere near me?
Not in
No.
London. You're gonna have to
Fine,
go out in the
I
country.
want the beefiest looking cane I can find. Unattended.
You can absolutely. There are plenty of canes.
Not the beefiest one.
You have options, actually. You have a shillelagh. You have a shillelagh. You have a black ironwood cane.
That one.
Or you have a sword cane.
That one.
You want the sword cane?
I want both.
You want both. Yeah. So the black ironwood cane, is basically, ironwood is basically oak that's been soaked in a bog for 100 years.
Uh-huh.
It is hard as rock. It will hold up to. You can grind it with a grinder and not cut through it.
Uh-huh.
And the sword cane, it is a decent fencing foil. It does have a cutting edge, but it works as a fencing foil.
Okay.
They are not unattended per se. They are in an umbrella stand inside of a shop that you can just reach in, snag them, and disappear.
Of course. Of course. So, unattended enough.
Yeah, unattended enough for you.
For me, of all people. What's that? Did they see me? No.
No, they did not.
No one has ever seen you a single time in their life. You are simply the shadow in the corner of someone's eye.
Yep, nope. They can't remember if they left the door open or if the door opened on its own and closed on its own, but they're pretty sure that the door was just left open.
Okay.
Which is unusual considering that this is like January 12th.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. You know? They got hot. They got a little too warm. They needed to cool down.
Alright, so yeah, you do eventually all get back together. I'm assuming that Amelia took the shillelagh.
Well, seeing as how she didn't see it, no.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
She's not doing it so well, y'all.
She's doing okay. She's having a hard day. She just watched her sister do some weird shit that her sister doesn't realize is weird shit.
She's seen it before.
Yeah. But yeah, I think by the time they're getting back, she's kind of pulled herself back together. Like, she's kind of pushed it down to cope with it later, and she just, sorry for the delay. We picked up a couple bottles on the way. We found, like, a nice little shop. What did we miss?
I pull out my new items.
Right, you found a place to buy weapons in the middle of a... Alright.
You could say that, yes.
Right, by any means, we have a job to do. Now, let me see. What were our options again?
So, options-wise, you have a few. So you have the murder in the Chelsea Arms.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can go straight... you could go to Scotland Yard and give the constable some information, which you would be turning in the professor.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could go straight to the Orient Express.
I think Maya will just kind of repeat all that without the details. She's like, well, we can go visit some possibly less than savory legal officials and handle all that. We could go out and look into some issues, or we could go and catch our train immediately.
You can call the shots.
And I think she looks at her, and I just want to roll, I'm just going to roll a persuade to see how blinding her smile is. Can I push my roll talent?
Give me, I mean, you're very persuasive.
Mm-hmm. I think, it's the reason it's not is because she's still tired.
Yep.
I think that,
I mean, you gotta sell it to me.
Okay. I don't really know if I have a way to sell it because here's the thing is what I'm thinking is I think like there's that moment in the before where so she can just feel that exhaustion weighing down on her, but there's that more survival based part of her brain that is like, I need to do this. Like I essentially she's trying to warm up the other people around her so that it may come into use later. I also probably should have rolled a charm, not a persuade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Charm and persuade are a little bit different on what you're trying to do, so I think persuade was the right one, and yeah, I'm gonna give, you're too tired, the headache's kind of throwing you off your game, so you can't really be charismatic.
Yeah. But I think it's still like a weak little smile, not quite as much as she wants, and she just, oh, I already absolutely love you. You're my favorite. Right.
You get like a little bow.
I think she like does that thing where she like kind of pretends to fan herself. My. Right. By any means, I would say. So above Tabletown, how soon does that train leave?
There is multiple per week, so
Okay.
yeah, it's not one single train, it's just a luxury train line. It's meant for vacationers, basically.
Okay. So I think that she just. Right, well, obviously our friend doesn't need to be handled at this current moment. However, I would not mind going and peeking into the little horrors that have been arising. And then we can catch our train. We won't go too far, just a little peek, I'll tell you now, I am one for gossip, and I'm incredibly curious by nature. So, are we all for it? We'll go peek into the little rumors and issues that have been arising.
I think Alice just kind of like puts the crook of her elbow out, and just waits.
Maya will kind of wrap her arm with hers and gently like place like a hand on her upper arm and just bat her eyelashes.
Lead the way.
And I guess Maya will set off towards the murder. And I think along the way she's definitely just making comments of, "My, you are strong."
I would like it to be known that Amelia is just looking as Alice is looking at Alice with just this look of like just a pout on her lips because her sister is locked like with her arm and she's just kind of pouting a little bit because she also
I turn around. I just open up the other arm.
her face just beams for a second and she runs up and just kind of wraps both arms around her arm because a little 19-year-old she's just excited and like wrapping them around her and just smiling up at her.
You get the nod back.
All right. So it takes you a little bit to get to the apartment, the Chelsea Arms. You do know because of the newspaper that the 3 bodies were found at the hotel, the Chelsea Arms. Most of the staff won't talk to you. They'll tell you to head to Scotland Yard and talk to Inspector Fleming. They will let you look through the room because it hasn't been cleared up completely yet, but other than that, they're not really going to help you out in any way.
Can I try, as like, everyone's kind of beginning to search, can I turn to them and just, I am so sorry the experience you have found yourself in. I cannot imagine how terrifying it must be.
Yeah, they are, it's easy to mollify them. They are nameless NPCs.
Understandable. So, aka Haley, turn away. Don't try to persuade them. There's nothing here.
Yeah, there's nothing here. The book says they are cardboard cutouts. They will not help you in any way, shape, or form.
Aye, Captain. I think she will just in the background just be talking to them while everyone is kind of digging.
Yeah, they basically.
I don't do heavy lifting.
They're literally only point of dialogue. There's says if you try to talk to them, they will point you to Scotland Yard.
No, understandable, Tom, but just for flavor. Just for flavor, I don't do heavy lifting. I am not very buff.
Perfectly fine.
Just let her in the background just be talking to them, trying to get anything, failing. Maybe she learns about a coffee shop down the street. That weirdly, like, one of them went trying to go through earlier that day and it suddenly closed. You know?
So you're not immediately going to get into the room. You're going to have to go to Scotland Yard first and prove to Inspector Fleming that you can help out on the case. And he will give you the key to check in on everything. This is an actual murder investigation. For some reason, there are 3 Macurats. So you can.
I'm so sorry. Just scrolling.
It happens. So you do know he's a shop owner. You can go talk to his neighbors at his shop. Or you can go directly to Scotland Yard and try to convince the inspector that you can help out.
You say the word convince, and from the ashes rises me.
Yes. So it takes you about. I mean, you'd have to get a cab from here. So it doesn't take you too long to get to Scotland Yard. It's easy enough to find Inspector Fleming. He's going through paperwork and sitting at his desk. He doesn't really want to talk to you or see you, but you have to give me basically. This would be the charm or persuade roll.
I think she's gonna go for charm first, and if that fails, information. So I think that she just kind of leans onto the table and just looks at him with the biggest blue doe eyes and just, Inspector.
Are you another Johnny come lately with the paparazzos and the newspapers, or am I dealing with just a at-home detective?
No, sir, nothing of the sort. I'm from out of the country, and I have heard so much about you in town, and perhaps it's foolish of me, but I thought maybe I'd come and speak with you. There's so many alarming things happening, and I am just a woman, and I've traveled a bit, but this is my first time really here, so it's a bit alarming. Just fluttering her eyelashes, big
Yup.
doe eyes.
I mean,
just
that is a success, so I mean, alright, what do you want? You want an autograph?
No, not in any capacity. I was hoping to talk to you about a few things that I've seen, and I know that I'm bothering you and you're working so hard.
Alright, if you want to ask him a question, you'll have to give me a fast talk roll.
Okay, where's my fast talk? I have stuff in that. Oh, I do not. Oh, no. Talon, can I convince you to persuade?
Book says you can persuade him through charm or,
Oh, I never rolled my charm.
yeah. So this is, he's listening to you, you can charm him, which you haven't gotten him to talk to you, he thinks you're wanting an autograph.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I swear to God I put stuff in fast talk, and it is not, I have 10 in it.
They're good for that.
Yeah. I'm gonna just try my little charm first, and I'll give you a fast talk.
Okay.
Okay. And then so he's very charmed by me, but
He is willing to talk to you, but he will give you no direct information.
okay.
Not unless you can pass the fast talk.
Okay, we're gonna keep going because I got real close. I think that she just. I think she just kind of reaches out and kind of puts a hand on his arm and just. I hope that you don't mind that I came to speak with you.
No,
A man like your.
not at all. I mean, I've had several uh, fans. Well, actually, the 20s wouldn't use the word fan. Slang sucks.
Slang sucks. It's fine. Insert 1920s word here for fan. You nerds, look it up. So, I think that she just kind of wraps like her arms around his, just still smiling up at him and just, oh, trust me, I'm quickly on my way to becoming one of your official fans. But with everything that's going on, I can't imagine being a man in your field and seeing what you have had to see.
It's fairly. I mean, usually we don't have that many murders to deal with. Just the occasional nicking or somebody playing silly buggers.
Oh my. But for a murder to happen like this, and if it's uncommon here, who could have done it? What could have caused it? It's just so alarming and scary. And do you have any idea?
Hmm. Tell you what, with that, I will let you push the fast talk.
Okay. Oh God. If it was anything else, I'd be more confident. Nope.
Nope. Okay. He is not going to give you any pertinent information. He is going to, however, allow you to do your own investigation. He will allow you to visit the places, so he will give you a key to the apartment, or to the hotel room.
He looks at a scared woman who's trying to get stuff from him and just goes, I know what you're up to.
Yep, I know what you're up to. Here you go. Go deal with it. I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm not gonna help you. The bodies aren't there anymore, so you're free to look around.
I think she kind of takes it and like clutches it in her hands, like kind of takes a few steps, looks over her shoulder and just kind of winks and just, can you blame me? Thank you, Inspector. Truly. And she'll walk out.
Alright. So you do have the key to the hotel room. However, the corpses are in the morgue currently, so you cannot directly look at the at the corpses.
I think as we're getting outside, like I think she kind of like holds up the key towards Alice, kind of winks, and just as she's getting closer, kind of motions for her to lean down.
Did you find me?
Assume that you're like standing with the others. But
She's stealth. She's always stealthed.
Okay, we're gonna roll a spot in here. Critical.
Oh my God, you did!
Oh, wow!
First person to ever see you. I know you now.
The first critical.
I think you make eye contact with me, right? And it's like watching a deer in headlights.
I think Maya gives her like, I'm gonna roll my little charm to see how sweet her little smile is in that moment.
Oh, it's so sweet.
It's so sweet. She's batting her eyelashes as she kind of walks up with like her shoulders back.
I think her face is really red, and her face is just slightly like turned away now.
I think as she gets closer, she will kind of stand on her tippy toes. Because I imagine you're a lot taller. Because she's like 5'6".
Oh,
so she
fucking giant.
Yeah, stands on her tippy toes, reaches up with like a finger, and kind of turns your head to face her, and just, I'm always going to see you. Now, I need you to do me a little bit of a favor if you're willing.
Yes,
And she'll
ma'am.
kind of just batting her eyelashes and just
There's no eye contact. It's just a quick yes, ma'am.
and she just kind of smiles like so much brighter. It's like I think for you, if you make eye contact at all, it's like the stars are caught in her eyes in that moment. And she just, oh, I love when you sweet talk me like that. You're good at sneaking,
Yes.
staying out of sight.
Nods.
You think you can get down into that morgue?
Nods.
And I think she like smiles and just like while she's got her like finger on your chin, just there'll be something in it for you if you do.
Still.
See what you can find for me. And just like kind of step back and just move over towards her sister and just I got a key.
Alice is just gone.
Yeah.
Sorry. So Amelia just kind of sees her sister talking to Alice and was just like blinking. And then whenever Maya comes up, she just raises an eyebrow and looks again to where Alice would be, and Alice is just gone. And then she her eyes are wide now because she's like, where'd she go?
She's handling something for me.
Yep.
And she'll kind of like dangle the key.
And she looks at the key and just shrugs and just grabs her sister's hand and lets her walk away.
All right. So since you're going to get into the morgue, easy enough to do. I'll need your stealth. I will also need you to give me a sleight of hand roll. Because you're going to have to make sure you can open doors without being spotted.
Is this a place people would be coming in and out?
It's Scotland Yard.
Okay. Because remember, Tala, my skills are so specific.
That is true.
Did she wait to try and slide in the door behind someone?
She could, yes.
Because Alice will wait that long. She's patient.
I will also tell you, just for shiggles, this is probably the only place in London you're going to be able to get a pistol.
She would fucking do it. No rifles or shotguns?
No, those would be locked up. But pistols would be available.
Dang. Man.
We're really getting Bayo's dream to come true.
We kind of are. This is before police started outfitting themselves for war.
Right,
I'm just over here was one just sitting around that freaking Amelia could have just slide a handgun.
Would it be more realistic to have my lovely number with the rifle, shotgun, or just the handgun at this point?
I think
you have a chance for both.
Okay, because one's way better than the other.
Fair, but I mean, there's also other party members that can use handguns.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. So she's gonna swipe one anyway then, and if she happens to see the opportunity for a shotgun, preferably, she's also just gonna fucking take it.
Yeah, I can tell you it might take a while, but yeah, there will definitely be opportunities for you to get a shotgun.
She will wait all fucking night. Would they ever leave this place, let's say, very not well guarded?
Yes.
Okay.
There is I believe since it's the 1920s London, Scotland Yard runs on a skeleton crew at night, after midnight.
Okay. And we don't have all that fancy finding people stuff, right?
No.
It's the
This is the 1920s.
All right. So this is what Alice is willing to do, right? Because she will play the long game for this. She's gonna wait till it's really late and they have the skeleton crew, right? And then how many people would be on the skeleton crew?
Like 6.
So I think the first thing she would try to do is just get like she's just gonna find maybe like a handgun or two.
Yeah, you would be able to find a couple 38 snub noses.
Okay. So she's going to pocket any ammunition.
Plenty.
All right.
There are a few boxes of blanks, but there's also boxes of real ammo.
She takes some of both. And then she's going to make sure she gets what she was specifically tasked to go find.
Yep. That is to get into the morgue and check out the 3 dead bodies.
Yep.
Which
Can she see if these people are incompetent and just happen to leave keys around?
Yes. This is 1920s London.
Okay.
They are not worried about people.
Yeah, she goes and grabs the fucking keys.
Yeah, they are not worried about people breaking into Scotland Yard in the 20s.
Little did they know there's an American. Alright. She looks for whatever master keys she can find.
Okay, yeah, you don't find a master key, but you do find a skeleton key, which is close enough.
Would this also work for any shotgun lockers?
No, those are combination locks.
Okay.
But the skeleton key will open any door in Scotland Yard.
Sure. Okay, is there an idiot that just writes codes down?
No, that they are smarter than that.
Are you sure? Can I just roll for luck?
You can roll for luck. There is actually a luck roll. I tell you what. With that, there is... You get into the armory because you want it so bad. There is a sawed-off double-barrel shotgun.
Amazing. Ammunition?
It is 12 gauge board. You have about 6 slugs for it.
Okay, here, I'm gonna note that real quick on my character sheet before we move on with our lives.
It also has an evidence tag on it.
Even better. So you said a 12 gauge shotgun?
12 gauge slug.
Okay.
The ammo type matters.
Okay, 12 gauge slug, and I have 6 shots available?
Yep.
Alright, it's fine. They'll all count. Don't worry. Anyway, and then I'm going to go do what I was supposed to be doing.
Yep. You do eventually make your way down into the morgue. There's no point in you specifically checking out the corpses, but you can check out their report, which is always in a filing cabinet next to the freezers. So, yeah, you will actually end up with the information that everybody else should. On each corpse was the identical telegram sent from Paris saying, "Meet me in London at once. Urgent, M." Vital details of the slayings were withheld from the press, as in each corpse had been partially skinned. One on the torso, one on the arm, and the last the legs. And Makhmet Markiat's shop and home are at 3 Brophy Lane, Islington. And a police search turned up nothing.
Is there like a paper and pencil in the room?
Yeah, and I can also,
Okay, so Alice is going to just jot that down because she's like, I'm not gonna fucking remember this. And then she'll tuck that note away.
So you now know you can check out, his apartment and or shop. which are basically together.
Do they have this dude's keys or whatever?
No.
Okay.
So none of the people had his keys on them.
Okay. Alright. Was there anything else for her to grab?
Those are the 3 pertinent informations that you can gather here.
Okay. She's going to maybe like while skirting around, she might stop by like their office and see if there's like any worthwhile notes to maybe Nick.
There's a couple. Actually, roll me a spot hidden.
Damn.
As you're going through, you do see, you're not sure who it is. It's just looks like a stack of papers with the letters A.C.D on them.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't look that important to you.
Alright, walks away.
As Alice leaves Scotland Yard, there is a pan away as the camera shifts back to the papers, and a stray gust of wind flops open the first page as it reveals it is a first edition copy of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh my god.
Specifically, The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Oh my god.
I'm assuming the skeleton key can just let me out.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it doesn't take you long to get out of there. I mean, you don't really need the key to get out. There is no lock on the front door. It's just the internal doors that have locks.
Alright, I think I just pick like a door somewhere and I just stick it in it, so I'm hoping someone looks at like, what fucking idiot just left the key here?
Yeah.
So a little chaos into their lives.
Dude, what numpty left the key there? Hey, this goes on the hook, not in the lock.
Little do they know.
Yep, but yeah, you're out and about, and you'll have to head back to your apartment because it's like 1:30 in the morning now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I do believe we will call it for tonight.
Bet.
But yeah, thank you everybody for playing, and thanks for listening. We are calling it early because I am tired. I am still recovering from some medical issues, and I had fun, but we're going to have to figure some things out because I'm going to have to find the updated version of this, not the older version. Yeah. Because it's going to have the right roles that you guys need.
Mm.
But
yeah, good session.
Yeah, alright.
It was a good session.
Thank you everybody for listening, and have a good night.